Welcome back, guys, to Dyson Sphere Program. Before we begin, I'd like to point out the wonderful acoustic foam that I just finished hanging. So, yeah, between that and a slightly different microphone setup, hopefully we'll be able to do a little bit more talk while we go kind of thing this time around. Anyways, jumping right into it, we're picking up right where we left off last time, where we now have a conveyor belt factory that is just building us a wonderful pile of conveyor belts that we can use to really spread out. I mean, again, like, this game gives you an entire planet to start with and a whole bunch of solar systems as you go. So obviously the idea is to take up as much space as we need.
Mouse wheel to enter the star map mode.
So I guess the only question at that point is, what do we want to do next? Hopping over to the technology tree, I think the biggest thing we're going to need is these electromagnetic matrices. This gives us the ability to actually craft the matrix as well as the laboratory. And the laboratory is actually the factory that you need to craft the matrix, as well as the researching unit, which is kind of an interesting, like, duality to have in these kind of games, but it works. Also of note is, I know we've used the assemblers to automate building things and the refineries to automate smelting things, but the game gives you a whole bunch of different things as you go. So these labs are what you need to produce the matrices. Later on, you need like chemical processing plants, you might have oil refineries, like everything has different buildings that they're crafted. And not everything, but there's certainly a lot of categories. So yeah, this is going to be the goal of today's episode, is research this, unlock this, and set up a factory to actually like do this for us so that we can actually build stuff while we're researching the next thing. So yeah, let's jump right into it. Right off the bat, we're going to need the standard 10 electromagnets and 10 PCBs, although dare I say this is going to be one of the last things that needs that, because from this point on, everything pretty much just takes those matrices. So yeah, I'm going to fast forward through making this, and I'll catch you guys once we're there. Boom! There it is. Okay, so while I was letting that craft, I kind of scouted out a few different locations, and I think this is going to be a really good spot to actually build this factory. I try not to build too close to the different mineral deposits, because we'll actually need some space around them to extract them at some point in the future. And so I think the plan is that I can build the actual like matrices, or really the stuff to make the matrices, kind of up here. And then we can have the labs that assemble the matrices right here, and then the actual research plant will probably go somewhere further on down here, so that later on, as we need the other types of matrices, we can just pipe them in. So yeah, I guess let's get started. Okay, so in order to actually build an electromagnetic matrix, we have to have magnetic coils and PCBs. Doesn't that sound original? We've only been doing that this entire game, but thankfully we're about to set up a system that it's no longer us doing that, and if the computer does the same job 50 million times in a row, fantastic, that's what it's there for. So I guess the first order of business is to actually build assemblers that make these components. Now, where this is going to get interesting is the circuit board needs iron and copper, but the electromagnetic coil needs magnets and copper, and the magnets don't come from iron ingots, they come straight from iron ore. So yeah, where this is going to get interesting is, how do we splice that into like the current setup that we've got? Because right now we have the ore that spits out into like ingots and plates that comes down here from the smelters. But ultimately, we're going to need to get ore over to the factory so that we can turn the ore into magnets. Now, pretty soon here, once we get this technology, we can actually use a splitter to kind of make everything right here and then split it off to the different places it needs to go, but right now we can't. So I'm thinking tentatively, this guy can obviously build a lot more iron ore than these smelters can actually smelt at any given point in time. So I'm thinking we take advantage of that and we just straight pipe this supply chain of iron ore directly over where we need it. And if these guys happen to pull a couple off while it slides by them, fantastic. Copper's going to be a lot more straightforward. The only thing we need to do is turn it into ingots. So I think we'll keep it over here. Yeah, we'll probably keep it over here and do the same thing where we're doing here, but with the actual ingots, so that as the ingots slide by this chest, if it needs more because we pulled stuff out of it, then it can pull them off as they run by, and if not, then it just slings on over. So yeah, I guess let's set that up. In order to do that, we're gonna need 3 smelters. No, 2 smelters. We're gonna need 1 for iron ingots and 1 for the magnets, so I'll make 2. Okay, so we've got the iron ore flowing over this way. Should be able to set up these 2 smelters right here. I'm just going to throw them next to each other for the time being. We're going to need 2 outputs actually. 1 for the actual ingots and 1 for the magnets. We're going to need a whole bunch of these, so I'm just going to queue up several of those so that we can be making them before we really need them. This dude is going to take iron as input. You're also going to need iron as input, but you're going to make magnets and you're going to make ingots. Yes. And actually, let's see here. You need 2 magnets per, but you make 2. You make 2 and need 2 ingots. Okay, so magnets and ingots are used pretty much at a 1-to-1 ratio throughout this whole thing. So here's where this is going to get interesting. We're going to do something fun. So we can pull this dude, and if you notice, he has 1.5 trips per second. So he'll be able to pull 1.5 resources every second from the smelter onto the track, or 3 resources every 2 seconds. This guy, because he's placing on the far track, only has half of that, but we can actually have 2 outputs so that they have the same output rate since they are made or used 1-to-1. Yeah, I think that'll work quite nicely. So that's how we're going to turn ingots into magnets, or iron into magnets and ingots. From here, we're going to need, let's see here, 2 of these guys to start with. We'll probably end up needing 4. Just so that we can have 2 producing electromagnets and 2 producing circuit boards. But yeah, I don't even have enough resources to make the 2, so we'll run over here and actually craft up. Well, I'm just going to craft 4 of those. We'll go for 2 right off the bat. Okay, cool. So there are our 4 assemblers. Yeah. So, okay, thinking about this logically, I always like the inputs to a factory to flow the opposite way as the outputs, because, like these smelters, when we need more smelters, we can actually just keep building this way, and we're not going to get in the room of anything, and it doesn't really change how any of this works. We have this stone deposit over here, so I'm thinking the actual assemblers to make the components are probably going to grow this way. Let's see how that looks. We'll do 2. Let's see here, 2, and then, ooh, I'm going to double side these. And the reason is that if we look at the recipes, this dude, they both take copper. One takes magnets, one takes ingots. So in the middle, we can actually run the copper, and then on one side we'll run ingots, and on the other side we'll run magnets. And then we'll have the returns probably coming this way and that way. And then we'll need to actually hook these guys up. The close one is ingots, so I guess the top one will be that. And then down here, we'll have the magnets. And I'm gonna go cut down some trees and actually let the robots build this wonderful thing that we've designed. Okay, so now that they're almost done with that, this kind of sets the stage pretty nicely for what we've got to do, but we are going to have to take copper from way over there and actually route it across this. So if we come over here and take a look at what this currently looks like, it's pretty obvious we are going to have to run this down just a little bit in order to actually get by the windmill. I think it's going to have to go right there. So yeah, let's delete those guys, route this dude down a little bit, take him out, move the storage down, limit you back to 2. I'll keep, that's a lot of copper, I don't need that much in my inventory, that'll work. And yeah, I'm going to take this dude. Okay, so here's another thing to note. A lot of games won't let you cross these without like some sort of technology, but right off the bat, this game will just let you build multi-level stuff, which I love. And it's actually totally free. Like, it costs the same to do one as it does to build on level 2 as it does to build on level 1. So we're going to kind of jump that over the iron, keep going, and then, yeah, this dude will come out this way. And I guess let's actually route him down like that. And we can get rid of that entire track and finish the copper coming in the other way, which is a little unconventional, but it seems nice and clean. So yeah, I'm just gonna stand right here and let the robots do their job. Catch you guys in a second. Okay, welcome back. So yeah, little robot boys have done their job. We've got the copper that has filtered in. So let's make sure we can hook these guys up, right? Looks like we're gonna do PCBs on the top with magnets on the bottom. And God, we're gonna need to make whole bunch more of those. At some point I'd like to just set up a factory, but they don't take too long to make, and we don't use a ton of them. Is that... I think we could build that closer. We can. Okay, cool. You make PCBs. Okay, in a second we're gonna have to go grab more fuel, but let's see here, let's do that with the outputs. Now let's hop over here and do, hold on, we can build all of those closer. Do that. You are gonna make magnets, and so do you. Okay, cool. And then magnet in, copper in, magnet in, copper in. Siphon off a whole bunch of those dudes. Wait for these to get built. Okay, yeah, definitely need some more energy. Just gonna go commit a couple acts of deforestation over here. Nice. Okay. So that's a pretty good setup that we've got going right there. We're gonna have to take care of power in a little bit, but part of power is gonna be building a whole bunch of wind turbines. Probably right in here-ish, or maybe in level with that guy. Somewhere there to actually carry the power out here. So I guess... build 6. That should get us a good little bit of the way. Replicator's gonna be going for a hot second. While it's going... let's figure out where we want to actually build the labs. We have one, so we kind of get an idea of the spacing of these guys. And again, I'm kind of thinking we just do the same thing and grow the labs out this way. Is that aesthetically pleasing, though? Yeah, I think that'll look fine. So, give ourselves a little bit of space again, throw one lab there. I'm gonna need to craft
Matrix Lab.
handful
You can
more.
use it to make super matrices, or research technologies that require them to unlock. The super matrices are the source code of the center brain for maintaining the homeworld. You can upload as many super matrices to the center brain as possible. You can be benefit to unlock more actual world technologies by operating the homeworld simultaneously.
Yeah, a little bit of lore there for you guys. Basically, they've got this system set up where most people live in a simulation, but the simulation needs resources and computing power, so by doing the computing power for most people to go live in the simulation, they reward you with technology so you can continue to do your job, which sounds like a very one-ended pyramid scheme kind of system.
I feel like I'm being taken advantage of.
But anyways, it's fun, so we're gonna keep going. Should be enough stone. Grab 3 more of those. Wow. Oh, okay, I'm out of actual electromagnets because I don't have anyone making magnets, so I'll grab some iron. Yeah, it's gonna be a hot second for those to craft. We'll walk back over here. And I promise we'll take care of power probably after we get all these set up. Nice. Okay, so there are the matrix labs that we need. Again, I'm going to space these out. They need 2 materials, so that'll be 0, 1, 2 conveyor belts going through the middle. And here those guys are. Nice. And we'll have the return coming down this way and that way. At some point, hopefully soon, we can upgrade either how fast we move or how many construction robots we have. Pretty sure that takes matrices. That actually might be the first thing that we research. There'll be a number of things. Nice. Okay, so we've got that. So now we just have to figure out how to actually get these rails running down that way. So yeah, I think that one will go that way. This one's going to be a little bit more interesting, but because the game gives us 2 dimensions, which again I love because it actually lets me focus on a lot of the more interesting problems, we can actually just build that way and hook this up like that. Okay, while they're finishing that up, let's actually get the inputs to these labs set up. That is dumb and not how that works at all. Okay, yeah, so you're gonna need 1 from each side. Now, if you notice, the labs can only take in on certain spots, which does make this a little bit tight. Wow, I did the thing again. And grab that dude in. We got 4 left, which is perfect because we got 4 outputs. Look at that. Cool. So there are the labs. We have to tell them that they're going to produce the blue matrices. Yeah. So let's figure out how to set up enough power. Not enough power. Let's just figure out how to get power over here. So, thinking that works well, and then we'll just build these out. We're energy depleted. Gotta go deforest some more. Okay, one of the other things that we can research pretty soon that we probably should is actually like a wireless charging station for this dude that will charge him off of our power grid. So yeah, we'll probably be grabbing that before even the logistics robot upgrade, but that's plenty for there. We're gonna need a handful of those guys. Hopefully not too many, but definitely a good bit. Probably just end up using these guys for now, so good rule of thumb is you can usually have like 2 things for every one of them. So I'll throw one down there. We'll plan on having 1, 2, and then 3 and 4 going on the other side, and off they go. Nice. Now let's grab that guy, and he can really only grab the top set, so 2 there is going to have to do it. Oh no. Okay, we're gonna have to extend this by a little bit, so I'll throw the Tesla tower adjacent to that guy and adjacent to that guy. And we'll throw the 2 labs next to them. Now we just have to set up conveyor belts a little bit more. Nice, and nice. And there they go, making their matrix things. Cool, so that actually went off pretty easily. We almost can satisfy everybody. So I'll probably just find a spot to slap down some extra wind turbines, because I think I have like 1 or 2 more. I got 2 more. System is almost good to go. Let's branch off up here a little bit. Okay, let's see if we can't boop, and same latitude line. There we go. Nice. There's that. Power grid should be going pretty good now. We are building those matrices pretty well. Looks like we might be bottlenecked by not having enough of these smelters to actually create excess components. And if we take a peek at them, 60 a minute, 40. Ooh, magnets actually take longer to craft. Okay, so I guess that was actually a good choice to put them on the far belt because we don't need that guy. So I'll do that. We'll craft a few more of these guys and a few more smelters. Okay, so we've got a couple more of these smelters. We should be able to just throw 1 there and 1 there, and this entire conveyor belt chain just extends up, or it would if I actually had some in my inventory. So we'll have to run most of the way over here. The game actually has a pretty long interaction distance, which again is nice because, like, for some games that makes sense. Like if I'm in a stealth game, something like Deus Ex, and I'm trying to sneak around, yeah, it would make sense if I could like pickpocket the guard from 3 counties over. But in this game, like, it really doesn't matter. It's just saving you time so that you don't actually have to walk all the way down there. So yeah, I don't think it actually changes the gameplay at all. So we've got those. Let's have this dude craft more ingots, and this dude craft more magnets. And standard input to output, input to far out, which isn't done yet. I wish I could, like, place ghosts of those things so that, hey, once that goes down, someone will actually, one of the logistics robots will go out and do it, but yeah, that's going a lot better now. Those are going good. We're piling up science down here. I don't know if you guys knew it. That's actually what science looks like. That's MIT's primary export right there. So yeah, let's figure out, I guess we'll follow that track, which means this dude just needs to come over a little bit. Probably, I think, there, and then cross. Is that gonna be, no. Need to go one further back. Nice. I like to make these like nice and symmetric so that the first tile on like the conveyor belt that I'm crossing is actually fully stable, so that when I come down, we're good there. Nice. I love how these glow in the dark. Like, that just looks so pretty, and you can kind of see them there. Which, this is also a really, really nice view. I thought I could turn off the little glowy things. But yeah, like, as we build, you can actually, especially at night, start to see everything start stacking up. Which is just fantastic. I think we're out of core energy again. So I'm gonna grab a few more trees that are right here, and hopefully this is one of the last times we actually have to do that. And throw that in the fuel chamber. Okay, so we're gonna need another, I'm just gonna do 2 labs for now. I don't think we're making them that fast. Actually, yeah, we'll find out. Let's come to the statistics panel. It'll actually tell us how fast we were making these things. Looks like we got all the way up to 120 a minute. These guys compute 60 hashes per second. Oh, that's annoying. So there is no, like, set time that these guys take. Instead, if you notice, it says that they research at 60 hashes per second. Now let's come over to this technology. It says that we need 180,000 hashes, which is going to be used by 100 of the matrices, which means that in theory, like, this ratio can totally change, which will change how fast the laboratories actually process them. So yeah. Anyways, we should be able to grab 4 more of these. I say only being able to make 1 more of them. I guess I need more stone? Yeah, I do. Well, good news. We got a stone quarry right here, so I'll catch you guys once they're made. Cool. So there we go. We have 4 laboratories that we can place down now. Unlike all of the rest of this, we're trying to grow them horizontally. These guys are the end consumer. Like, yeah, once they've got the matrices, that's it. So I'm gonna throw the first one down. I'm gonna try to line it up with that guy. Should be right about here. And then I'm just gonna throw 1 between them for now because that's pretty much all we need. Nice. Grab some conveyor belts to actually run the matrices down the middle. Build a few more of these. We're gonna have to get power down here, which again we'll probably use a couple of wind turbines just to generate some extra power because these are pretty hungry. And yeah, there they go. Cool, they're gonna do that, but these ones are gonna be set to research. And now we just have to figure out how to get power down there. We should be able to throw down a Tesla tower and be good. Which I guess means we didn't need that extra one over there, but I guess I'll leave it for symmetry. I actually like it. We're gonna make 1 more. And we're gonna have to make... let's just make 4 more of these guys as well. And while those guys are being crafted, I'm gonna go grab some more ore from up here so that we've got it for next time. Okay, so this is interesting. Actually, we don't have a lot of ore piling up, largely because this guy is actually pumping out ore about as fast as he can get them. So, I'm gonna have to stand here and grab some off the track. And in order to avoid actually having to do that next time, let's throw another one of these guys down. I guess after the towers craft. Okay, so we should be able to fit this guy in from the other side. Now, if you remember from the first video, like however many veins you cover obviously determines the total amount that you can harvest, but the more veins that you cover, the faster that you harvest them. Also of interest is the fact that the mining units can cover the same vein twice, and in doing so, you basically just harvest twice as fast, which means that you're going to run out faster. But yeah, let's do that. I think that'll look cool in how that cascades. I try not to get like things too close together in this game either. We're gonna have to power him, so I guess we could throw a Tesla tower down over here. Actually, can we throw one down that powers both? Looks like we don't have to, but it looks like the answer is also yes. Cool, so we've got twice as much ore in production now. I can come over here and grab a stack from my inventory, and it also looks like things have backed up over there. So mission accomplished over here. All we gotta do is come link up and power the new set of laboratories. So I'm actually gonna throw this dude down off to the side a little bit. I'd like to throw him a little bit more off to the side than that, but I guess that works fine. 1, 2, I guess we'll throw 3 and 4 off there. That actually looks pretty cool. Nice. All right, so it looks like our research production chain is ready to go. So the first thing that I would like to craft, if I can find it, is it that guy? It is. So these are the wireless charging stations that we can use to charge ourselves. They also happen to have a far longer connection length than just the Tesla towers. So this is kind of how you can have long-term power transmission, or long-distance transmission. But in the near term, it's basically just a wireless charging station. It needs 50 cubes. So we'll activate that and just kind of watch our system just knock that out. So you can see, like, all the way down here, we have the smelters actually smelting the products, which come down in here, where the assemblers actually build the PCBs, and electromagnets, which come over here. And then we've got a factory that Thanos would be jealous of, where we could just pop out these basically just Tesseracts as fast as we can. And if you look at that, we're pretty much already burned through all 50 of them that we need for that tech, which is wonderful. And there we go. So let's make one of those guys, and that's where we'll call it. If we look at this, we actually have a good bit of satisfaction that we can spend, which will be nice, because when we use these dudes, they tend to take a second. So I'm going to kind of build this in the center of our base, which I'm just going to guesstimate to be right there. And as soon as we're inside the radius,
you built a wireless
we're charging.
Which is suitable,
and we are kind of bogging down the entire power grid right now, but I'll take it.
Is that it can also charge mecha by using electricity from the grid.
So yeah, here we go. This is pretty much going to be the end of episode 2, and we're already pretty much about as big as my entire screen is. Thankfully, we do still have the majority of this entire planet to work on, and I just realized that that's actually the right view right there, which is kind of cool. We've got our factory pretty much being built around the equator. Good bit of wind energy set up right here. We have an actual charging station, and yeah, we now have a factory for making pure, raw, unadulterated science. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, as always, please drop a like on it. If you have any tips, advice, things you want to see, definitely let me know down in the comments. And yeah, I'm excited to really just start taking off. I hope things start speeding up from here. But yeah, catch you guys later.